There we go. We're on. Hey guys. Come on, get this thing fired up here. Down the street from that one boat launch, the pizzeria is over that way. And today, of course, is, I believe it's Memorial Day. Yet another paid day for state and city workers. They work too much. They need more time off. Same thing with the social workers I have. They need a lot more time off. Like to be seeing them cooling their heels in jail. Some of my friends just got back from traveling, which is cool. My security guy is still down in Texas, closing out the affairs of his late father. So no, it's not nice. There's nothing here. Fishing. People see fishing rod and they automatically assume there's fish in here. This place is a dump. It used to have signs all up and down the beach here that this was all toxic. It was all dangerous and toxic. But they took it down, the signs down. Oh, these filthy damn geese. Holy mackerel. So, this is one of the reels that I've been working on. Replace the bearings in it. This is what I'm going to throw. Little Hopkins Shorty imitation, whatever. And the bearings on this have been changed to hybrid ceramics. So, I'm gonna see how this casts. If I don't backlash it immediately. Wind's blowing dead in my face. That's never good when you're casting. And there's never fish here. They're stinking little bluefish and I hate them. Okay, that was fairly well uneventful. And I've been following that Karen Reed case. You tell me police ain't crooked. Tell me they ain't crooked. Lying, and they didn't care. They didn't care who they crossed up. Take that woman and throw her right under the bus. Now, kind of put the blame on her too. She should have known better than trying to bed down with a filthy cop. So, when you lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. What the heck? Feels like something. I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel right when I'm pulling it in. It feels like something is binding up. I don't know what the heck is going on. We'll take this down to an 8. See if I can improve my distance a little bit. Oh yeah. And this is the beginnings of tourist season down here. Within a couple hours, you probably won't be able to move on even these back roads here. The traffic will be so bad. But luckily, when I came down here, there were some decent tourists that let me cross the street without trying to run me over. You know, without just trying to run me over. So I made it across the street. Oh, come on, boy, I tell you what. So I had that meeting. I can't fly. With Melissa. That went fairly well. I took her out to dinner. She drove. I don't have a car, but we went to a place she picked. Some hamburger place right on the waterfront, and boy, it was miserable that night. Woo. Holy mackerel. Hurricane, tornado, everything. So, yeah, that's casting very nicely. I don't have a second thought that if something would bite and allow me to set the hook, I could easily land it with this setup. Let me see what I got here as far as drag goes. The drag. I'll give it one more. And I usually line them up on the handles. Just for reference, that's it. Doesn't have any. Sounds good. I like the way this sounds. This is a Cast King, whatever the heck it is. Chinese reel that I changed the bearings in, put ceramics, hybrid ceramics, which means that part of it is stainless and the bearings themselves are zirconians. Zircon. Yeah, that casts very nicely. I'll even open this up a little more. And I got to make sure that when I get home that I wash all this tackle off, because this salt water rots everything it touches. As a matter of fact, Melissa had just gotten rid of her little boat that she had. Salt water had eaten all of the wood on the thing. And I guess the repairs were more costly than what the boat was worth. So that was a call to the trash handlers, whatever the heck they call, recycler, whatever. So yeah, so that Karen Reed thing. Boy, that one cop that I seen, the one that I think he told his chief that he was in love with her. Man, if you listened or watched his testimony, you can see what kind of dirtbag all cops are. All cops are dirtbags. All of them. Liars, sissies, drug abusers, alcoholics, abuse their families. So he's lying through his teeth. Supposedly, he was one of the last people around that house while that the body was laying out in the front yard. Can't remember the guy's name. I'll refer to him as POS because he is. I'll back that off. I'll open it up just a little bit more. And yeah, even better. You always start off slow with these things. so you don't wind up backlashing it. And this lure, this piece, they call it slang. We call it metal, going down and throwing metal. Going down and throwing some metal. It imitates a little bait fish. And these are all kinds of little tricky things that I put on here, snaps, so that if I want to change lures, I don't have to keep retying knots. I could just snap a lure on and clap on, clap off with my lure. Oh, by the way, the rod is a Berkley Amp off the shelf, 7-foot medium, moderate fast. So it's perfect for this type of garbage. This type of garbage, because I've never seen anything down here except them stinking little snapper bluefish. And the tide looks like it's about high right now. We're just going out. Now I know the blue claws, crabs are in here. So if somebody wanted to go bait fishing here, that would be a mistake. Because what are you going to get? The blue claws are going to tear the bait apart that you got in the water. So you ain't catching fish. The crabs will tear your bait apart before anything happens. And no, people, they're going to go crabbing. I'll tell you again, most people I see going fish, they're not fishing, they're drinking. That's what they do. First stop is the liquor store. Not the tackle shop for bait or information what's biting, but right to the liquor store. And bluefish are very fast, so your retrieve, the gear ratio on this is 7-to-1. That's cooking, that's pretty fast. So that's fast enough for these fish here to get them interested and get them to strike at it. Yeah, so there's cops on the Karen Reed. Boy, that guy's a damn liar. And that judge is shot out. Hey, go figure. What I told Joe all of those years, these bad cops get all the power they need from all the bad judges. And that's that. What other case? Oh, the P. Did It case. Yeah, he's a tough gangster now. But he should be loving it where he's at. I mean, it's all men. I mean, he likes it, whatever way he can get it. So he should be in heaven right now. He's an abuser. He'll be in... abusing and being abused. So, and they're talking about linking him to the Epstein list. That Epstein list has been redacted and sanitized so many times. We'll open it up another one here. I'll bring that out too. 7, 10 being the max, or 9 being the max on this. Yeah, that's really popping them out there. I couldn't ask for more. Other than for a fish to waylay this lure. So, we will see what happens with P. Diddy. He went from all his baby oil and caviar and all his drugs and everything to iron bars. So, what do they say? Iron bars do not a prison make. So he must be... Iron bars do not a prison make. He must be living... That's got to be bad. But he's a thug. He's a thug. And there's other names I'd love to see be mentioned. Like that rapper Poop Dog. I'd like to see Poop Dog's name. How could Poop Dog not be going to P. Diddy's rave parties, whatever they're, white parties? How could he? How? I don't believe that he doesn't know what was going on there. Tighten the drag up one more. Give it a pull. Yeah. How could he not know? Big thug gangster, gang sign flashing thug. How could he swear that he didn't know about anything that was happening there? Or he wasn't involved in it? As you know, gangsters are. That's how they do. That's how they do. Here's the deal. He's been very active. His site's been active. Today being Memorial Day is supposed to honor the military that sacrificed for our rights while the police are out violating them because the police are such dirtbags. Yeah, that's right. I haven't changed my story. Yeah, that's really whipping them out there. I like that. Well, this is going to be nice if I ever get a chance to get by some fresh water in an area where there's fish. And I get to use some of my lures that I want to use. My freshwater stuff is. And you hear, I don't know if you can hear that buzzing. That zzz, that's music, and they don't make that noise with the regular bearings in them. The ceramic seems to be a bit loud, but I love that noise. And the more of these fishing events that I watch, the more I'm thinking all of the reels that they have are all done up with ceramic bearings that the companies that are sponsoring them are already getting them, the reels already modified. Or if they ain't modifying them, that the actual pro angler himself is modifying them. Because they want the equipment, and you never hear, oh, I use Boca bearings, which is a company I've used in the past. The bearings that are in this reel right here are very similar to the Boca bearings I've used. Very, very, very similar. The only difference is the color of the bearing seal. This one is red instead of orange. But I guarantee everything on that's the same except for that bearing seal, that little micro thin silicone wafer seal. So ain't a damn thing here. Nothing. Let's see if I really get bald. I'll take it right to 6. And oh yeah, it wants to blow up on 6. Little bird's nest there. So I'll take it right down to the bird's nest. Crank it back on. I don't know what the heck. Give you a better view. Crank it back on. I'll bring it down to 7 and see if it's comfortable. Still comfortable there. Because usually when you change the bearings on these, the friction changes on the spool, so the spool is able to spin faster, which if you're not paying attention will cause a backlash. Absolutely. It'll cause a backlash, so you gotta make sure your brakes are set properly on these. Oh, I love that sound. Yeah, a lot of names on that list. And as far as that Epstein list goes, what a bunch of crap that is. I mean, we've all seen the photographs of the Orange Man and Osama, Obama, whatever, with P did it. So they're tightly wrapped up, They're tightly wrapped together, so you're not going to see any justice. They just and I keep hearing, oh, they're so willing to throw P Diddy under the bus. P Diddy climbed under the bus. It was all his illegal garbage. And his head just got too big. That's how that goes. His head got too big. He thought he was more powerful than the puppet masters. And the puppet masters turned around and bit him. Police are over there. How many cars? Look at that. I see 3. I think they were just over at that apartment complex for a domestic. As I was walking here, I saw some guy, the cop, pull up on the wrong side of the road, the side that I'm on, and he's talking to some guy that's wearing one shoe. So who knows? Maybe they arrested that guy. I just kept walking. Yeah, this is casting very nicely. And I forget what line I'm using on this. I'd have to get my micrometer or veneer calipers out to measure the diameter of the line and figure out what the heck it is. I got so many rods and reels. That's the only real way for me to keep track of it. He's getting his exercise in. And I can only stand up for so long, to be honest with you. And I gotta get out more often and walk before I get totally stiffened up and drop dead. Who else? What else have I been following? Karen Reed case. P did it. And oh yeah, Thabo and Ray. That young black guy that was traveling, and the cops decided to pull him over and violate his civil rights. But they didn't know he was as smart as he was. So he's doing fairly good. But his last video that he put up, he was saying how concerned he was about these people doing something to retaliate. And I tell you what, he better be worried about them doing something to retaliate. Look what they did to begin with, right? They pulled him over to violate his rights. So you think they're going to stop there when he's beating the system? Well, I don't think so. I think they're just going to figure out every angle they can until they get him and make him disappear. But he says he's got the doubloons to pay for this case. So the government's probably going to wind up with some. I hope he prevails, to be honest with you. I want to see him win this. Because I'm telling you, he's way, way, way smarter than the cops. He's way smarter than that prosecutor. He's way smarter than the 2 judges that were on that case. But you got to remember, these cops are sick on Facebook. Make sure you if you get a chance, go over and look at Gunnison's site, because I tell you again, nobody covers the stuff he covers. All the police child abuse cases where the police are abusing children. Nobody, I don't know why. All of these big sites cover all of these auditors. And somehow they're missing these cops producing CP. Whew, how does that happen? So John's got that whole venue for himself. Nobody's reporting on the stuff he's reporting on. He worships the orange man, though. And I have no political affiliations. You see, that's made to divide people and create a divide in society, so that you could always put one side against the other. That's what that is, and it's all the same thing. Nothing has changed. Has anything changed? Has the government stopped giving our money to foreign countries to kill citizens? Has that happened yet? Nope. Doing the exact same thing, only with a different person sitting in office. That's it. Same thing. Two sides of the same coin. We have a one-party system. And again, I tried to tell everybody that. No, it's a one-party system. You can be sure of that. What's Newtonian physics say? An object at rest tends to stay at rest. An object in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. Something like that. Very close to that. Well, nothing's acting, no outside force is acting upon this government movement, this one-party movement, to take all our money and rights. So it's going to continue going in the direction it's going, to a new world order. That's what they're looking to do. So no, I'm not some kind of conspiracy freak. So this is bad. Man, my legs hurt so bad. And the social workers. I got to get this tooth pulled too. So the social workers, they got to take their time off. God knows. Being with me is such a pain in the butt for them. It's like a day. I'm telling you, it's like a party when you go out with me. I'll pick up tabs for lunch. I'll try and be as jovial as I can. And make it easy on them so that I could get something done. Or hopefully goad them into doing something to help me. Which nothing seems to work. They just cast very well. Very, very well. See, if there was anything in here, I would have gotten a bump on this lure or something. It's popping it right out there, about 1/3 of the way across this little bit of sewage here. So hopefully Karen Reed will prevail. And how do you figure the powers that be, the commander-in-chief, doesn't know what the police are up to? How do you figure that? That one of the biggest problems in society today are these out-of-control, sick, psychotic, sissy cowards, police. Oh, I didn't know. And what, every time you see one of these things, what's coming out of the car? I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't know. Well, if you didn't know, why didn't you get lost? Why'd you stop me if you don't know? Keep going until you know something. But they can't. They got to ruin your life. That's what they're there for, to take money. And I know somebody just recently and I'm thinking accidentally, just automatically flick the cigarette butt into the street, right? Cats poop in the street, dogs poop in the street, bums poop in the street, drunken chiefs of police poop in the street. I got pictures of that, so don't think I don't. So why should she have gotten a ticket for that? And that was a couple $100. Pretty sad. Old retiree like that getting targeted? Come on. This cop's got nothing better to do. And who? And that's the same thing. Same thing. Oh, for the queen, for the king. Same story. We got our own king. They got their king. Whatever the heck. Same thing. We paid for them. What has any of them actually done to improve our lives? Nothing. Nothing. The biggest improvement they could make right now at this point is to change a bunch of laws. I think it's Terry v. Ohio. Oh, by the way, one of the auditors supposedly is in some deep water, Amagansett Press, for not paying bills or something. Allegedly not paying bills. I found him interesting, but very abrasive. So it wasn't one of the sites I was on constantly, enough to know who he is and his son, and to know the whole story behind that. And so when that comes out, it's going to look bad. They're going to, oh, all of yous are like that. No, that's, pretty much him. And then the other ones that are the auditors that are just uninitiated, these new guys that are still wet behind the ears, they're going to stumble, they're going to slip and fall. But, the opposing side is going to make it look like they're all crazy, they're lunatics, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Actually, they don't know what they're doing to an extent, but they'll be educated. Freeman, don't forget about James Freeman. Always check on his site on YouTube. Sarah Intuned is still working on that Celica of hers that she put that Toyota pickup truck motor into, a Toyota Celica. It came out nice, but being everything is all computers today, she's having problems getting the sensors in that vehicle synced up to the ECU, whatever the heck it is, motherboard. So that's posing itself to be a problem. We'll see on her next review, her next video, whether she got that straightened out. As a matter of fact, I stumbled on the site. It's a New Zealand tuner. I can't remember the guy's name. He tunes cars. Big time crazy tunes, like a couple thousand horse out of these Toyotas and 2 JZs. And so she got in touch with him, and he took time to look at the problems, and he's trying to help her out. Just before I left, I stumbled on that. That's a site I happen to like to go to, a Sarah's site. It's a little more relaxing than watching cops violate our rights. Sean from, what the heck is his site? I can't remember. Sean Reyes. Imagine if you put Sean Reyes in the search bar. You'll find his site. I can't remember these names. See, that looks like a little tiny fish coming through the water, but I keep coming back with pieces of algae. And all of this equipment has to be washed when I get it home, or by tomorrow it'll be rusted to the point where It's garbage. So all of this has to be hosed off, and I spray it with a solution. I think it has a lot of zinc in it, and it keeps everything from corroding. Salt water is terrible. It's just terrible. Just terrible. Let's see, I'm going to open it up. One more, a half. I said it was going to... See, this looks like a little silver fish darting around in the water, which them bluefish, man, they're saltwater piranhas. That's what they are. Just like saltwater piranhas. They see it, they move in, and they get up to 20 pounds. Roughly 20 pounds within that. Real close to that area. I think the biggest one was taken by Africa. It was 22 pounds something. I think that's what it is. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. Thought it was going to hit that bird. Oh, let me let this hit the bottom. We'll take this as long as and I'll put some of my line conditioner on here, a couple drops. Close up the bottle. And then crank the line over it. Now, by doing this, I'm loaded with silt and seaweed now. This reel's pretty smooth. We got kayaks out there, jet skis. See, here, this is what you come back with. Slime. Hey, that's what you come back with in this place. Garbage, slime. Everybody's using lawn fertilizers and garbage. So Thabo and Ray, I've already left the information, the links to their sites in past videos. So if you need to go back a couple, go ahead, go back and look at some of these. The drollery that I claim as content. Oh, a little bit of an error in casting there. This feels like it may be fluorocarbon on here. Like I said, I got so many lines, and what I'm looking at now is lines. Yeah, more garbage on here. There's lines called tripolymers. Yeah, something how I know about fishing, and I don't know how to fill out an application. But that's the way it is. I don't know how to ride a unicycle or walk the high wires or the flying trapeze, or I don't know how to do any of that either. I don't know. Are we supposed to be expected to know and do everything? That was a nice, easy cast, and they backed it down another half a notch. So, and there's a second adjustment on the inside of this. Some kind of friction brakes that I haven't even toyed around with yet. When I'm feeling a little bit better. I'll play with that. And the modifications on this reel, bearings, I think it already had carbon drag in it, which again, they work very nice. And I put this carbon fiber handle on here, which this one wasn't that good. I don't know if you could see those are like rivets in there, and that's just cheap and wobbly and not that good. There is a company I use, but they're very pricey. Gomexus, Gomexus, Gomexus. They make all the professional stuff. And I have a bunch of reels with that on there, but can't afford to be spending $50 on just a handle. You know, when I'm spending, I don't know, $10 a piece for the bearings. So that's 2 bearings, it's 20, 50, 70 on top of whatever. And the reel doesn't even have line on it. Here, this jackass thinks that I can't reach him. He's that stupid. Used to have that happen all the time in fresh water where these morons would pull right in front of you. And I could cast right over the top of them. So this place, it's just open. I forget what the heck the name of it. I'm going to look at that place. It says breakfast, lunch, and whatever. I'm going to stop in there and get a menu and see if that might be one of my new hangouts. Because the social workers sure the heck ain't helping me get to the grocery store. They talk a lot of crap. What do they say? Money in mouth, shit in hand. Right? Money in mouth, shit in hand. 7.5 might be a little bit on the loose side. 6.5 actually. I'm looking backwards at that indicator. Oh geez, my feet feel like they're being crushed. Oh my God. And look, this is all garbage. All garbage. A shopping bag. Wonder if anybody what is that? Hell. It's actually a pretty decent shopping bag. But I have a load of them. Ooh, walking through this slime. I don't want to go down in these rocks. I break something. Wind up over at Monmouth Medical Center, and they gladly would end my life. Dirtbags that they are. I played that recording of me on the phone with Monmouth Medical Center to Melissa. She couldn't believe what she was looking at, hearing. It's crazy. It's against the law. I shouldn't have to leave the city to go to a different emergency room because these are sick psychotics that work at Monmouth Medical Center. And I've had that problems with other hospitals. That's another another bunch of cult of people that figure they know it all and you better obey what they say. Sit here with the sun out of my eyes. Oh boy. Oh my God, my feet. Oh. All men are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality. We are not makers of history. We are made by history. Now, what happens is the people that win these wars are the ones that write history. And it doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be on the money. It's just what they say and what they do. So it's all a bunch of fabricated BS. It's a monument. So cops can violate our rights. Mom taking her daughter down by the water. Yeah, so Melissa had to trash her boat. I don't know how big it was. I can't remember. But I just went through Facebook, whatever the heck that is. Your want ads on Facebook, and I put down, boats near me. Man, they look nice, but that's in the pictures. You could get down there, and there's torpedo holes in the thing. So I sent her maybe about 8 listings for boats that were really, really inexpensive. Like, depends, 10 grand. So if they went down and looked at it, maybe they might find something that they liked. Boy, do I hate this area. Boy, do I hate this area. Let me see what time I got here. It is that many on that day, Monday the 26th at 11:30. So that's what we got. The rod and reel work is as I spec'd it out. Just what I wanted. Now I just got to get down to some water. All right, notice these guys, they got these YouTube sites where they're building all of these race cars and stuff. Oh, and if you want to be on my Patreon site, and man, they're making money hand over fist. People will donate money to somebody that's building a race car sooner than they would donate money to somebody that needed medical care. That shows where society is. All screwed up. So, wish I had the money some of these car channels had. And like I said, that's going to hit the fan soon about Amagansett Press. So that's going to look real bad on the ordering community. It's going to look very, very bad on us. Like I said, he was a little bit abrasive for my taste. Oh, there's my reading glasses. As I'm looking for a different pair of sunglasses. So we'll see if this is different. I keep them wrapped up in double wrap because my eyesight used to be important to me. Used to be. And these sunglasses, this pair, I have to take and wash them off because they're covered in, when you cast, that spool tends from centrifugal, yeah, I said it correctly, centrifugal force tends to sling water in every direction, a fine mist. And when salt water gets on your eyeglasses and evaporates, it leaves a white haze on your glasses, and it's mineral. So if you're wiping off these cheap plastic lenses, it scratches the heck out of them, and before you know it, you might as well have painted the lenses white so you can't see through them at all. So that's it. Salt water, just terrible. So I'm glad these people got back from traveling. I hope they're thinking of themselves and getting some rest. I would think that kind of traveling has got to be exhausting. And I'll put these on my, oh yeah, there we go. We'll put them on. And, let's see what I got here. Here, we'll take. Come on. Oh my God, I hate this. Jeez. Come on. I gotta walk out the door, and it's colder than I expected. Because, again, that's all I go out. I go to walk a little bit to get food because I have no choice. I could either starve, and then so, see, we told you he was crazy. He couldn't even get himself a sandwich from the 7-Eleven or whatever the heck it was. You can only eat so much of that garbage before you wind up a diabetic. Before you wind up a diabetic, or you just lose your marbles because you're sick and tired of eating that crap day after day. Here, this is just some of it. Here, we'll put this on. Maybe that's a little heavier than what I wanted. Here, and that one has one of those snaps right on it. I guess I put snaps on some of these, so at least I had some hanging around. I decided to say that's supposed to represent a little fishy. So, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. And this rod will cast some very light lures. And snapping, it's on. I know you're probably trying to bite at the screen right now. Seeing my puppet show. See, I'm the puppeteer. And I got to make this look like a little fish to the bigger fish. And hopefully they'll want to take a bite. But that only happens once in a blue moon here, and I mean that. Supposedly they cleared some of this stuff out. This is totally different now. I don't even remember these monuments being up. Wherever you are today, I want to say thank you for the support. I want to say I hope you're enjoying your day. And I hope you're enjoying any day, not just what the government tells you is a holiday. Oh, it says the County of Monmouth, New Jersey is one of the flags. Then it's got the City of Long Branch. Okay, that's toilet paper right there. And what's it got? Some kind of... They got the FOP or something up here, Fraternal Order of Pigs. They got stuff like that up here. I wouldn't doubt it. So I'm going to throw this one around for a couple seconds. Just to see if I can cast it. And then I'm shooting over to the pizzeria. And I'm going to get maybe 2 slices of pizza, maybe 1 Sicilian. This guy makes good pie. I'll get maybe a slice of Sicilian. He makes a nice Sicilian. And maybe some with pepperonis on it. Let's see my hat. That's the back. That's the back of my hat. What you see if you're walking up behind me, or I walked past you and you turned around. And on the front is one of my favorites. Is the hackers, the computer hackers, Anonymous. They get cheesed off at certain organizations, and they go hack the heck out of these organizations' sites. These organizations think they're so tough. They ain't as tough as these hackers, I'll tell you that. So that's going to look real bad when this Emma Ganser press thing comes out. Karen Reed, I don't see how anybody could look at that. Every single one of those cops should be charged with the other cop's murder. Because you got a cop's dead body laying right on the cop's front lawn. Right on the front lawn. And the occupant hit the front lawn that the body was found on. They were never questioned. Only now that they're in court. I guess they served subpoenas, whatever. And these dirty, lying thugs with qualified immunity and halo immunity and overall immunity, they show up in court and lie through their teeth because the judge will say, oh, this is the Blue Line heroes. This is them, the Blue Line heroes. It doesn't matter that they shoot you and kill you and your children and your pets and your husbands and your grandparents and mangle up. Oh, that one real bad case was in Australia where that 97-year-old woman, they tased her and killed her in that home. That's nice. I think that guy, they handled that a little bit quick. I think. I got to look at the dates. But you'll know what I'm talking about. 97-year-old woman tased. Australia dies. And that story should come up. Cops are hired because they're stupid, inbred order followers. That's all they... Look at me. I'm so shiny and nice with my shiny uniform. And that automatically means that, oh man, I'm a college-level professor. I'm a member of Mensa. I'm a genius. I can do anything, figure anything out. Yet they don't know the first thing about the law. Nothing. And if you think I'm wrong, go over to the site I hang on. Go over to Here's the Deal. You tell me. And scroll through a couple of his videos. You won't believe what you're seeing. But it's real. It's all there. It's on film. It's all real. Go to James Freeman. Go to his site on YouTube. Or if you have Facebook, go to Freeman's site on Facebook. You'll see me on his site. Not there, but in the comments section, you'll see me there. I managed to crack James up from time to time. That's always good. When you can bring a little humor into these dark situations. Take people's minds off of these tragedies. So, I'm always happy when I make somebody smile. Always. So, A little breezy. 60. Ooh, that sneeze was hanging in there since before I left. I had to sneeze and then it just kind of slipped away. You know, he said, oh, that's terrible, a ruined sneeze. And then it finally worked its way out. I got battery backup power here. I got my microphone with me, headphones, spare cables, knife and fork in case I come across something I feel like eating, which I won't. There's nothing there. I gotta check out these places that just opened. During, and you know, you would think that's a good place for this restaurant to open, because oh, my legs, I can't even stand up, because that restaurant is right across the street from that big apartment complex. You would think people would be going in and out of there. Hopefully they'll do well. Hopefully I'll have a place to get food. There's also some kind of taco place or bakery that I passed one day when Jose and Alex were bringing me back from some kind of appointment. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I can make this shot easily. So we'll take this, make sure it's not tangled up. No. And give it a light cast. And boy, it throws that out there very nice. And just crank it and twitch it. These hairy jigs work very well, especially on stuff like stripers. Especially on stuff like stripers. They like these hairs. Say slime. That's what I come back with, slime. And all of this stuff has to be washed thoroughly when I get home. Because if I don't, tomorrow I'll have a tackle box full of rusted, destroyed lures and tackle. And you wouldn't believe, if you look up expensive fishing lures, $1,200 for a handmade fishing lure. $1,200. Fishing lures can get pricey. Of course, I don't spend anywhere near that. I usually wait for these clearance sales. And more garbage and slime on there. Yeah, this is putting them out there just the way I want. Oh, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. Listen, I've seen people throw clothesline with license plates on the end of it and catch fish. While I'm standing there with all this modified tackle and all the time I got into these lures, and I can't catch nothing. And they wanted that chicken bone and clothesline. And it looks like the tide's going in because that seaweed was just over there. Now it's here, but the wind is blowing at me, so maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah, we got the seaplanes out flying the banners. life insurance, and Long Branch police say submit. Yeah, this country is in tough shape right now. Tough shape. And I'm beyond going out there and doing battle with these people, because they will kill senior citizens. That woman was 20 years older than me in Australia, and they had no problem tasing her to death. No problem whatsoever. She had a walker. She was in a walker. And she picked up an old lady, picked up 2 knives. Imagine what kind of knives they have in a retirement home. What, butter knives? Is that it? And the cops are covered in Kevlar and body armor. So the old lady's got 2 butter knives and her walker, and she's geezering around. And one of the Karens and the old lady is, yeah, and you got to send the cops over here. You got to send the hired assassins over here. They do. And they got the job done. They killed her. Yeah, this reel is it casts well, but it looks like it spools to one side more than the other. So I'll see if I can't think of a way to make some kind of adjustment on that. Yeah, I love that sound. I also love the sound of a fish flopping around too, but that ain't ever gonna happen here. Oh yeah, it looks like maybe we got somebody on top of the bridge there crabbing. Like I said, the most sophisticated tackle I see here is normally clothesline and animal parts. Love that sound. Walk over. See, they put hook holders on these rods right here, but it's so close to the reel, I can't understand why they would put that there when you could just loop it underneath one of the guides on the reel, not do any damage to anything. See? And it's nowhere near your hand. If you're handling the reel, you're not, going for that hook holder, which is right here. So you got a sharp hook, right? That's because some engineer's kid. Oh, look at my kid. He's a genius. That kid's a genius. You give him a job with the company, and look at that. He makes ketchup bottles that open on the bottom. And the company went bust because my son wears a dress and nobody wants ketchup bottles that open on the bottom. Well, you had the same thing in every industry. Automotive, everything. Medical field, everything. Unhappy with your life? Become a chameleon. Become a chimera. Change your sex. There's more money involved in that, going into that, than should be going into real health care needs. World's in a real bad place. Real bad. So, let's see if these guys, yeah, they got the crab lines out. So, my legs hurt real bad. So I'll go over here, get some soda, and a slice of pizza, and sit down, try and recuperate so I can walk back home. And normally when I'm fishing freshwater, I'm walking and casting. So I'm going around to all the spots on the reservoir or up and down the canal and casting from different spots throughout the day. I just don't set up and throw my anchor out and sit there. I walk around. I get to all of these interesting looking spots. So that helps me. It helps me lose weight. Here, this guy, look, he's sitting, he's blocking the whole friggin' sidewalk. It's the way these people are. They only care about themselves. Their crappy, shitty selves. And believe me, they'll leave all the garbage they can here. Oh, boy. Yelling, New York yelling out the windows.
Hello.
How do you do, ma'am?
How are you?
Oh, miserable. I'm going to get some pizza to drown my troubles. It is. It's the best idea I've had all day. So if you hung around this long, that was the comedy portion of my show. And we'll get you over here. I'll try and walk faster. Hang on. Get my button geezer gear here. So the line held up well. The rod cast very nicely. Oh, that's... what the heck plant is that that's blooming? It smells so good. Some very floral, fragrant. What the heck? That smells pretty good. That's weird for around here. Something that smells good. Delicious Farm is the name of this place. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dine in, take out. Delicious Farm. I got to put that in my Google Map search. Hardwood floors. You know what that means to me? Hardwood floors. Who are all breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, that is that. That used to be the tackle shop that you've seen so many times in my video. It was closed down, but it used to be the tackle shop. And they went bust, I guess, because there's no damn fish there. Why buy tackle if you ain't catching anything? And if you show up someplace and they ain't catching fish, why go buy tackle? So he went bust. The heck is this? Some kind of, it's a steering wheel cover. Find all kinds of stuff. I wish people would throw diamond necklaces and Rolexes out the window. Lots of Rolexes. Like, I think I could carry 20 pounds. So maybe 20 pounds of nice Rolexes. As long as they're above 60,000 each, throw them out. Especially if you see me, throw them out the window. Say, hey, buddy, man, that's a Rolex I just threw at you. I will appreciate it. Socks. And this used to be all blackberries, this field here, but they put that down because I guess they're trying to sell the property or clean it up so that you can see the pizzeria. Is the pizzeria open? Does not look it. It doesn't look it. Wow. something liquor store. Pizzeria. Where the heck? Pizzeria. That's how bad my eyes are. And that's from being on this computer screen all the time. And being on this computer screen all the time is because I can't get out. Nope. What the heck? He looks closed. He looks closed. Oh, looks like I ain't getting pizza. Takeout. Liquor store is open. Might be a good time for me to start drinking. Liquor store is open, but the pizzeria is closed. Ain't that something? You can get drunk, but you can't get food.